Alright, hi everyone. I'm a little late, but I'm catching, or coming in partway through, Ron versus Chris. So it looks like Ron's playing, Spiteful Priest versus, let's spec Chris. If I recall correctly, this was a Miracle Rogue. Not entirely sure how the matchup goes. I have to feel that Spiteful Priest can exert enough pressure to make this a very difficult game for the Rogue player. Let's see if I still have deck lists anywhere. So it looks like Miracle's had a pretty good Miracle hasn't died yet, so that's always a plus for the Miracle, and Ron has a bit of a clunky hand. But he's soon going to curve out into the power turns. Both Free from Embers are in hand, so the Archivist is only going to pull Mind Control. But Secret Agent coming through is always a strong card. You never really want to sap it as the Rogue player, feels bad. Oh, Backstab's a great pull off there, lets him clear the board and maintain a pretty decent board advantage himself.
Is someone injured?
Quickly gonna try to bring deck lists on the screen.
Welcome to my web.
For some background, this is the first round of the lower bracket, so the loser is out and the winner advances to face, oh, never mind, it's the second round of the loser's bracket, sorry. The winner advances to face Iron Shotgun. Oops, that is not what I meant to do.
Oh, what does this one do? I tried this.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, Grand Archivist is guaranteed to pop Mind Control, which is going to get him a good spot. Chris fails to get any of the Spectral Spiders, but he's going to be able to cycle a good amount with this Auctioneer. Looks like he's only going to cycle once. It's going to sap the Archivist. Does manage to get a Spider Ambush, which is good for him. One thing to note here is that this Miracle Rogue does not run Vanish. And as such, he has no way of dealing with this board, and he's just going to go on to the next game. I'm going to quickly message Ron here asking for score. And bans. Looks like Chris is going to be queuing up with the Tempo Mage next. The list. So Ron says the Miracle Rogue won versus Ron's Dude Paladin. It's 1-1. Ron bans Paladin and Chris bans Warlock. Makes sense. So I'm going to quickly bring up the overlay for score. So with the Mage gone, Chris has, or with the Rogue gone rather, Chris has Mage and Hunter as the Spell Hunter. While Ron has Hunter and his Priest remaining.
Is someone injured?
Ron has what is a very strong opening hand with Northshire Cleric and the Shadow Ascendant. As the Mage player here, it feels a little bad to play Mana Worm into Northshire Cleric, so you're giving up draws, but luckily he does have a really strong follow-up and Coin Puritor Mage counter spell, which is going to boost up his Mana Worm to 3 attack, which is not actually enough to kill the Northshire, but at least it lets him deal with the Shadow Ascendant quickly. He does draw the second Mana Worm, but unfortunately there's not a good Mana Worm coin play. Mana Worm coin Medivh Valet is pretty underwhelming. Could go for like Mana Worm, Coin, Ping, but I don't think that's the play. Yeah, he is gonna go for Coin, Carry, Mage, Counterspell.
We have many secrets.
So Counterspell tends to be a little dead in this matchup until late game because the only spells that the Spiteful runs are the Free from Embers and Mind Controls, and these are often going to get, or these might get triggered by the Grand Archivist instead. However, once we do get to late game, the Counterspell is going to be exceedingly powerful because it's going to negate very high mana cost, high power spells. In the meantime, it can just be a reliable source to proc Medivh's Valet with, and we're probably going to see Mana Worm Medivh's Valet here to kill off the Northshire and clear the board.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
On the other hand, we see Ron does hold the perfect counter to this. Meddlesome Insects is going to clear the board, and he snap plays the Golden Duskbreaker to do exactly that. Chris is a bit of an awkward turn here. Arcanologist Ping isn't particularly great, but you really don't want Arcane Intellect here. He's just going to go for the Potion of Polymorph instead, halting the turn 5 play. This might just run into Netherspite Historian, which is obviously a very low value target, and that is in fact what's going to happen. Versus Chris. Oh god, I have my own stream open. That's a mistake. There we go. Just quickly muting that. Good to know that I am live though. Potion of Polymorph hits on the Netherspite Historian, which he pulls another Duskbreaker from. I'm always happy to get more removal. Meddlesome Insects, Counterspell is unfortunately the obvious choice here. And this is actually going to be useful because you can use Counterspell to pop a Counterspell a little later on. I think Ron is just quickly consulting the deck list to make sure that there's no weird wrench in the plans here, but it is in fact Counterspell as expected. Crystal Runner is really great here. It gives Chris the option of playing Arcanologist, the Secret, and Crystal Runner, provided the Secret wasn't Counterspell. If it was Counterspell, he would have been in an awkward situation where that Secret's unplayable and he just has to play the 2-mana Crystal Runner, which isn't the end of the world. Ooh, Draconid Operative's another good draw here, and looks like he is going to pop it. It's going to die to Explosive Runes, but at least he's going to get some value off it. I think Frostbolt may be the correct play here. It's the cheapest spell to be able to eat a counterspell, and removal is also very relevant in this matchup. Although I wonder if he's thinking about picking up the draw instead. He does get the Frostbolt. The Operative tanks the Explosive Runes.
Job done.
So now, knowing that this is either Counterspell or Ice Block, Ron has no fear of dropping Kobold Scalebane. He tries to go for the Ambitious Frostbolt, but it does eat the Counterspell. Of course, we see that there's another Counterspell in hand from Chris, but this can be tested by the Counterspell that Ron pulled off Draconid Operative, which is going to free him up to use Free from Amber the next turn. That being said, there's a chance we see something like Duskbreaker Twilight Drake instead, just get more of a board presence and fight back. We'll see what he opts to go for. Whether or not he feels that he needs to clear this board before getting too low. There's also now with that top deck the option of Duskbreaker Tar Creeper, which clears out 2 minions and puts a wall in front of the third, and also preserves the very powerful Kobold Scalebane. Looks like that is what he's going to go for. Now the mage is feeling the pressure, being on only 13 HP and facing down what is essentially 11 damage. Pyroblast is a strong finisher, but with the priest on 20 HP is not enough. Right now this mage player needs stabilization and is not sure he's going to have enough time to get there. He's going to be taking 11 to face this turn, making him on 2 health, which is going to be very brutal. Unless Ron opts to trade for the Sorcerer's Apprentice, fearing potentially... I'm not sure what he would be fearing. Maybe Primordial Glyph shenanigans, a very strong Arcane Intellect. I guess there are a few outs here that could be scary. Looks like Ron's going for the Spell Stealer, indicating that he's probably going to heal something afterwards, because if he was going to play the Twilight Drake, he's going to do it first. Now he goes for the Counterspell, popping the Counterspell, gets the information that that is not Ice Block and goes face with the Mute. Also, silencing off the effect of the Sorcerer's Apprentice makes it much less scary. Firelands Portal is a fantastic top deck. He's going to be able to clear out the 8-5 and the 5-1. And we'll see if he gets a strong taunt off the Firelands. He does not, but it's still enough to stabilize the game and keep him alive here. And Grookfu Master left unchecked can actually do a decent amount of damage. We're probably going to see a free from Ember here. Yeah, we are. And so Ron's looking for Charged Devilsaur is lethal. I think that's the only charger option here. Is that Osrook? No, that's Master Oakheart, that's terrible. He's now choosing between Deathwing Dragonlord, which is the bigger threat, or Mastodon to get a taunt on the board. I think you have to think Dragonlord's the better play here, just because you know that there's a Pyroblast that could take out the Mastodon, whereas Dragonlord is just massive damage, but nope, he does go for the Mastodon. This is probably going to get Pyroblasted? Yeah, it is. Leaving the Grookfu Master to put 6 damage in the face. You have to question the decision here a little bit, just because Dragonlord could have potentially sealed up the game right there. We're also getting information that Wesley Shi and Daniel Rogoff are going to be playing soon, so we might be able to get some games after this quickly. Or soon after this, rather. Firelands Portal. Oh! Ali Armorsmith is a huge pull off that. I think Ron now is really regretting picking the Mastodon and stuff Dragonlord earlier. And the Grookfu Master is going to put in 4 damage to face. So the best draw in the deck here for Ron is going to be Mind Control, which is just going to straight up win him the game. He's already played his one Silence, this the Cabal Songstealer, so that's not an option. And he's going to go for the Scalebane and the Self-Heal, I believe. Yeah, if he plays the Scalebane first, it's... he's sort of committing to this line. I have to think that perhaps Twilight Drake Scalebane would have been better, but this does give him a Dragon for synergy. Wait, does he have any synergy cards left? I don't have my deck tracker open, so I'm not sure what he's played so far this game. Whether or not he had any options like I think he probably has a Nether Spite Historian remaining, if I'm correct, but I'm not 100% sure here. Fireball from the top is going to be lethal, and Ron has to be kicking himself for that decision earlier to pick the Mastodon instead of Deathwing Dragonlord. Oops, that is not what I meant to do. Okay, ignore that. Quickly, what I was trying to do was update the overlay to show that Huntress is 2-1 up on Ron, and that Ron only has his Hunter deck remaining. So, Ron's Hunter deck. Watch me scroll down. The Hunter deck is also the Barn Charge, Barnes Yashraj Spell Hunter variant, which, again, as I mentioned in the previous broadcast, the new hotness is to run neither Rockdalar nor, neither Rockdalar nor To My Side, and instead use the Barnes and Yashraj synergy as the only 2 minions in the deck, because Hunter has gotten so many powerful spells lately that it can use to generate minions. We see a fairly ho-hum opening hand for both players. I'm not super experienced in Spell Hunter, so I'm not sure how good a hand this is. But you think Catric's probably going to come down as some early presence. There's an argument to be made for a Coin Eaglehorn Bow just to clear the board and prevent some pressure. We'll see what Ron chooses to go for. Wandering Monster can also be really strong here. It looks like that is what he's going to end up going for. Makes a lot of sense. It is a very high variance card. There's everything from terrible 0-2, 0-3s to things like what's strong 3-drop Drakari Defender, the 2-8 taunt, or there's some other big 3-mana minions that I can't think of right now. Silverwell Golem with 3-3 is sort of an average case. And yeah, I think we're going to see Cabal Lackey, one of the spells, most likely Explosive Runes. Yeah, he's going to play Explosive Runes because it's generally, unless Barnes is in hand, Explosive Runes is not going to be popped, giving him the Meteor's Relay synergy as follow-up. Whereas Counterspell is ill-advised because there's still there was still a coin in Ron's hand. So this is going to be a nice clear for Chris. He can use Medivh's Valet and Ping to kill off the Misha, and he's going to be happy about that.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Still, I think I'm actually not sure which deck's the aggressor here. I want to say the Hunter is. It's definitely a favorite matchup for the Hunter just because the secrets are so clunky. But it is definitely possible for the Secret Mage to win just through burn pretty much, especially if it can develop an Aluneth turn 6 and start drawing into off the burn spells. You do see that there is no Aluneth in sight yet, but it's something to be cognizant of. Cat Trick looks like it's going to come out to eat a potential counterspell. It is. And we might see Grievous Bite, Arcane Shot, or maybe just Grievous Bite to clear this board. Depends on how much Ron is concerned about his health pool as a resource right now. Wonder what he's considering. I guess there's also the option of if he's only using Grievous Bite to track first and see what he can pull from it. And no, he decides to come in just the Arcane Shot as removal and use the bow. That is the better version of what I suggested, so good on you, Ron. Pyroblast is a very dead card here, although it has potential later on, but Chris does not want to commit to the burn plan yet, which makes sense because Ron's still on 23 health and has plenty of buffer. To my side pulls Misha, which is the hallmark of a Hunter player who is not in tune or is not at one with the face, but Misha is a pretty good option. 4/4 Taunt is a good bundle of stats. It'll probably get removed by Frostbolt Ping, but it's not bad. So now Ron is playing tracking. He's deciding whether or not he wants to toss his Y'Shaarj and sort of give up on that dream. I'd say he's going to go for the Flanking Strike as the value option. I believe other options were Eaglehorn Bow and Y'Shaarj. They were. And so losing Eaglehorn Bow essentially loses a bit of face damage, but it's not the biggest deal. Losing Y'Shaarj means that you're probably never going to play Barnes, and the Explosive Runes is going to be irrelevant for the rest of the game, except to activate the second Medivh's Valet that Chris has. Flanking Strike puts a nice beast on the board that can push damage, and Ron's just continuing to hero power every turn, as Hunters often do. Potion of Polymorph is another dead secret. Chris is not happy to see this right now. He really wants Arcane Intellect or Aluneth to try to draw in some bigger threats. Or Cabal Crystal Runners are also very good here. Okay, Potion of Polymorph is going to come down. Not going to do much. Interesting here from Ron, whether or not he decides to use Deathstalker Rexxar. It loses him the Steady Shot hero power, but it is going to give him 5 armor rather, and the future Build-A-Beast. He is going to go for the Rexxar. Suddenly these secrets actually become relevant again because Build-A-Beasts are minions, and yeah, Firelance Portal's great pull off the top. We'll see what sort of minion he gets. Validated Doomsayer is not bad, because on an empty board there's nothing stopping it from turning into a 7/7. It's actually quite a good outcome from the Firelance Portal here. It's no Doomguard, it's no Earth Elemental, but can't high roll every time. From the Build-A-Beast, see what Ron opts to go for. I wish the interface would tell us what he picked as his first one. Looks like he went with a Direwolf Alpha combined with a Stubborn Gastropod, which he's going to drop down to eat up some secrets, I guess. He knows that at least one of these secrets is minion interfacing, because, or at least I think he does. Now, have both counterspells come out yet? One of them could have potentially been counterspell. Either way, he plays the tracking, finds some secrets. I think he's probably thinking about the Wandering Monster. Yep, he is. And yeah, Validated Doomsayer is going to gain stepped attack. Fireball is a pretty good pick here. You have to think that Chris is getting close to committing to the burn plan, and he is. He's just going to straight up Pyroblast face. It's just daring Ron, saying, "Answer this, I dare you." Unleash the Hounds is going to come out to make a 1/1 just to help contest the Doomsayer. We're going to see Unleash the Hound's Hunter's Mark to try to kill it, but man, that's rough. It's also the option of Unleash Kill Command, but I think you would rather save the Kill Command. Interesting, he does commit the Kill Command. I don't think there's any minions you would rather... Yeah, I feel like you would rather use the Hunter's Mark here. The scariest minion remaining in the Mage deck is Cabal Crystal Runner, which also dies to a later Guild Command. I think you would rather have had the flexibility to use it in the face plan. But I'm not entirely sure. Another Zombies comes in. It is a Scavenging Hyena combined with Ironfur Grizzly. A Fireball off the top from Chris means that it is going to be game and series. Chris is going to advance to play Aaron Shotgun in the next round. Not entirely sure what series is coming next, whether it's going to be Wesley versus Daniel or Aaron versus Chris. So I guess I'll wait and see who's available. It looks like Wesley might already be in game.